Are you thinking about moving to Mason? Well, let's talk about the pros and the cons of living in Cincinnati's most talked about suburb. Whether you're relocating or just exploring your options, this video will give you an honest look at what it's really like to live here. Before we get started, my name is Evan. I'm a local Cincinnati realtor, and if you're planning on moving to Cincinnati, whether it's 3 days, 3 months, or even 3 years from now, I would love to help you out. Click the link in my description and I'll reach out to you, or my contact information on the screen now, and feel free to reach out to me with any questions you may have. Without any further ado, let's dive in. All right, let's start with one of the biggest draws for Mason, and that's the schools. Parents specifically move here just for the schools. So if schools is something that's high on your priority list when you're planning your next move, this is definitely a place you'll want to check out. Mason City schools are consistently ranked in the top schools, not just in the Cincinnati area, but also for the entire state of Ohio. Now, I will say Mason City Schools is a pretty large school district. They have just over 10,000 students for the entire district. So if you're prioritizing a smaller classroom size, you may want to look elsewhere. The average student to teacher ratio is around 22 to 1. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you're prioritizing more student to teacher one-on-one time. The community of Mason is well known for being extremely family friendly. You've got parks, walking trails, community events. There's always something going on in Mason, especially if you're a family. A lot of the parks have nature trails, wooded areas, shelters thrown out. You can go fishing. They have charcoal grills. So if you're someone that prioritizes family time, Mason's definitely a spot I would recommend to check out. And that kind of leads me right into my next point, which is the location of Mason. You may know that Mason is home to Kings Island, which is a big amusement park. There's also Great Wolf Lodge, and there's plenty of other things to do in Mason. You have extremely quick access to I-75, which is a major interstate. You're only at roughly 30 to 40 minutes, possibly more with traffic, from downtown Cincinnati. So you can catch a Reds game, go to Paycor Stadium and watch the Bengals play. You can go down to the banks. And if you want to stay in Mason, there's plenty of shopping and restaurants that can keep you busy for an entire weekend. All right, we've talked about the pros, and now let's talk about the cons. But before we do, if you're thinking about moving to Mason, or if you have any questions that popped up while you watched the video so far, my contact information is on the screen. I would love to help you. I get questions from people just like you every day, who some people are just checking in. Maybe they're just exploring their options and they're not set on relocating yet. I'd still love to help you out. All right, con number one is the higher cost of living in Mason. All that convenience and quality of life does come at a cost. Mason is one of the more expensive suburbs in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, the median home price is $300,000, but in Mason, it's just under $400,000. And you can expect to pay quite a bit more than that for a highly desirable neighborhood in Mason. Now, this next one may not be a con for everybody, but it certainly is for some. Mason is a very suburban feel. So if you're someone who loves nightlife and you don't like winding down early, Mason may not be for you. Mason is peaceful, quiet, and things tend to shut down earlier in the evening. So if you're someone who's after that more urban feel, Mason may not give you that vibe. All right, and our last con for living in Mason, arguably the biggest for some people, is the traffic. Now, when Kings Island is in peak season, and also you have the Western Southern Open that comes to the Linder Family Tennis Center every year, those events bring in a lot of traffic. But even outside of those events, if you're taking I-75 to work every day, maybe you came here because you're relocating for a job like Procter & Gamble or Kroger, and you need to get downtown, you can expect to add on a good 20 to 30 minutes if you're leaving during a peak time on, say, like 8 a.m. on a Monday. Now, not always, but I would definitely add in that buffer time. If the GPS tells you it's going to take 40 minutes to get to work, you might want to be on the safe side and add an additional 20 minutes or so. All right, so should you move to Mason? Well, if you prefer excellent school systems and strong community vibes, and you're okay with paying just a little bit more for that, then Mason might be the perfect fit for you. But if you're looking for something a little more urban and maybe even a little more affordable, there's plenty of other Cincinnati neighborhoods that could be right for you. If you're thinking about moving to Mason or anywhere in Cincinnati, I would love to help you. Drop a comment below, shoot me a message, or click the link in the description and I'd love to reach out and help you. If there's a neighborhood in Cincinnati that you would like for me to cover next, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, also let me know. And if there's things I could do better, please, I would love to make better videos for you. If you're thinking about relocating to Cincinnati, my goal is to make this channel all about that so you're informed before you make one of the bigger decisions of your life. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.